Olá YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. Today's skate talk is with the one and only Jon Julio. So we all know that over the last few months, a few things happened in the skating industry that made us all think, what's going on in here? I'm really excited about my guest, so I guess the best is just to call him. Let's not just talk too much before this. So let's just call Jon Julio. Let's see what he has to say about this. I'm a little bit nervous. The groomer inside me.
Hello, it's John.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, John?
I'm good. I'm about to order a coffee right now.
So we're recording right now already.
Oh, nervous.
Not a problem. I am. You're not. You're good.
Yeah. Oh, good to hear from you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man. Thank you for accepting to make this. I have to tell you that probably I was using the wrong way to try to contact you, but I've been wanting to do this, but I guess that's actually the best time to do it. So anyway, it doesn't matter. We're doing it we're doing it right now, so that's all it matters. And like I said, I guess that's the best time to do it. So let's do this. So if that's something that I need to tell you, if I interrupt you anytime when you're saying something, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to not make that happen, but it's something that sometimes I can't stop myself.
Oh, please interrupt me, though. I talk a lot, too, so sometimes it's too much.
So this is it's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah.
So I guess most of the people that is listening to this, they listen to the one that the podcast that you've done like a few weeks ago with the guys from Mushroom Blading. So before we even go into the old Jon Julio, that I want to go a little bit to that part too.
Yeah.
What's the status on them? What's happening?
Oh man, it's been great. The roller coaster continues. In a good way. Everything is going up, and there's bumps in the road for sure. But everything's on time for June delivery. I got a warehouse now, so that's a big change. If anyone's heard the Mushroom podcast, I was gonna store the first 1,000 pairs that I had ordered at my home, which
let's see how many skates are you getting now? So I know that it was after less than a week, right? You got the 1,000 sold. How many skates do you have coming?
Actually, it was the first day.
Is it?
The first,
awesome.
Yeah, the first 12 hours, which was, still unbelievable. Like that day. Actually, I was in Europe when this all happened. Obviously, I saw you at Winter Clash, and then I stayed an extra. Sorry, I'm paying for my coffee right now at a coffee shop.
Do it. So good.
I stayed in Europe for the extra. It was 2 weeks later. So really, it was kind of like I was, I don't know, in this kind of European mindset. I wasn't at home, so like every day I was there. I was my wife. I was wake up and my in-law and my mother and father-in-law. I wake up every morning with them, having breakfast. Like, oh, did it really happen? Did the launch actually? Did we really sell like that many skates in one day? I would pinch myself. I swear, man, it was just unbelievable. So anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is, what I really want to say is thank you to everybody who's listening that actually supported them, and it's just been unbelievable, overwhelmingly, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know how to put it in words how thankful and appreciative I am to be able to still, to talk to you about this and be able to have a real brand, a real skate brand that's, like it's really unbleunbelievable.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
I can't imagine either, man. I still can't believe it. It's really like a dream come true, and I appreciate every day. I even now I'm here back in America, and and it's just still surreal. So yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I doubled my order, going back to your question, and it's funny because having the first 1,000 sold so fast, it was really unbelievable. But then knowing that I'd have to double the order, it just increased the expense, basically. You know what I mean? Like,
Of course.
now I gotta
Of course.
pay
Of
for
course.
more, and so in that respect, nothing's really changed. I mean, it has changed a lot. Don't get me wrong, but the risk is still the risk factor basically doubles.
Of course. And how is it going? The
It's going,
second thousand pair.
it's still. I mean, we were still moving a bunch. I mean, far from sold out, but I'm in good position, or the brand is in good position, and to be successful through the next round, like we're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? So to be honest,
awesome.
man, if I was gonna sell 1,000 pairs in 1 year, I was already shocked. Like I was already gonna be like, oh, this is we'll be okay. So now being in this position where we could potentially sell the next round, like, like I think dream come true. You know what I mean? Like anything can happen, beyond this. And I mean, I'm sorry, anything, but we can, sky's the limit. I'm gonna keep pushing, and the product. The most insane thing is the product isn't here yet. So.
That's it. Like you said, if you would be in 1 year, it would be amazing, and you did it in 12 hours. But
yeah,
a lot of people that listening to this, they don't know how bumpy it started for you. Because I was with Robbie in Amsterdam, and then Robbie just Robbie got a message saying that Sean, I think it was Sean, and like the two damn team riders, they lost their plane or something like that, or there was some problem with the plane, and then the skates weren't coming or something like that. So yeah. So it started a little bit bumpy, but then less than 2 days later, you were selling all the skates. So
like we weren't sure if they're gonna make it. I was on the phone with the airlines with them, and like Sean and Cruz, staff team we're stuck in Iceland actually, and were they stuck in Iceland, or they never even left. They never even left LA. That's what it was, and.
Yeah, they didn't left
their flight
or something like that.
Yeah,
and Robbie's skates.
Oh, Robbie's bags.
Robbie's skates got lost.
Exactly. Yeah. And
So that's why I said it started.
Nothing to do with them particularly, but Arlo missed his flight as well. So there was and just in general, Americans were kind of stuck in America for an extra day before they got to the winter class.
Now you're just waiting for the 12 hours experience. Anyway, so the question that everyone has been doing is, and what's next? It's crazy that people are already asking about what's next when the skate is not even out
what's
yet.
Next?
People are already asking.
What's next is the skates coming to America. You know what I mean? Like, this is where I'm at right now. Like, I'm so happy. I mean, when I got home, so I obviously I stayed in Europe, like I said, for 2 weeks, and the whole time I'm like, how the hell am I going to fit all these skates in my house? Because I had measured my garage, I had measured my inside of my house. And there was a way to do 1,000 pairs. It would not be comfortable living. You know what I mean? But there was a way.
A new flooring, huh? That would be
yeah, I'm telling you. But I got home and I was like, and I measured my house again, obviously, and I was like, dude, there is no way I could fit 1,000 pairs in here. I mean, there would be a way, but like, we could not live. So, thankfully, because of obviously selling out and the support of everyone and the brand not financially being able to pay for the production and now with with little budgeting I was like maybe I can afford to do a small warehouse, small space, and so basically for 2 weeks I was just thinking how it would work and how I could budget it, of course, and where I would have to go and what kind of pricing I can afford. So when I got home, I drove all around my town here in Santa Ana, and there's a lot of business, financial complexes around. There's a pretty, industrial area as far as like those type of warehouses. So I luckily found, something. It wasn't that easy either. I had, I didn't realize how complicated it would be to actually find a location with the right price, with the right space, in the right zone. I didn't want to drive too far from my house, but I also didn't want to get too big of a space because I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I didn't want to be really careful with the money. So that took about 2-3 weeks when I got home. So my whole mission was to find this place as soon as possible, because my new son is arriving maybe end of this month, early next month, end of this month. So I got home end of February, early March. I can't remember right now, but anyway, March. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was early March, beginning of this month.
I knew I had a month at least to be able to set it up, get ready to get racks in there.
Yeah, because you're going to be out in the end of the.
Yeah. I gotta get internet. I gotta get insurance, and I gotta move in.
And you got to put a quarter pipe in the back, not really quarter pipe, kind of like a China banks.
Well, I had that from the blading cup. I had that in my little storage unit that I rented. So that's actually gone now, unfortunately, because we got racks in there now for the States, and I knew I could have it there for maybe a week, and that's basically what I had it for. So I tore that down, and now we have the racks in there for States and product. So. And now the other thing is figuring out logistically how it would fit in the space that I do have. And I got a really good space, a really good price, but it's not huge, So I also was doing the math in there, and it'll barely work. You know what I mean? So for the amount of space that we're ordering, they're coming in, like it'll work.
Yeah, but they're gonna go fast. And for those of you listening to this, so I was talking to Jon yesterday because I have a little shop in South Africa, and until now, our shop started I would say almost 2 years ago. It was in May 2016, and this month I moved to a bigger place, out of a skate park, but into a bigger place, which is way better because I have a lot more freedom. But Jon's brand, Damn, is going to be the first brand that I'm going to sell, which is in Power Slide, which I'm quite excited about it. And
thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It's awesome.
It's really a way, after seeing all these progress, I just want to be part of it somehow, and I want to help somehow. So
I appreciate it, man.
We'll see how it goes, but
I'm
we'll see what we can do over here.
No, I'm excited. Thank you first, and I'm excited I'm so proud actually to be able to say, damn, you can get my skates in South Africa. It's crazy.
I know. I can imagine that.
It's insane. It's I don't know. It's different now having this as, them as its own thing, as I'll say mine, but, independently on its own, and being able to be captain of the ship, and in a lot of in a lot of aspects, the sales part is so fun for me, and also challenging, but also the most fulfilling, because I talk to you as a shop owner, and you're buying my product, and it's a big accomplishment, and to be able to get this overseas to you is going to be another huge, deal. I can say that for a lot of different places also, Australia.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say.
Australia, we never had a for Valo, we never had. We're able to get. People probably don't even know this. Maybe one time we did get a shipment into Skater HQ and Oak City or Outer Limits, but it was few and far between. And now we were in business for 15 years, so and now I have just 3 stores that you'll be able to get them from, and that's Bayside Blades, Skater HQ, and Outer Limit, and that's incredible, And
so, but tell me, are they buying straight from you, or are they buying straight from a distributors?
Oh no,
okay. So every shop,
everything is coming straight from them goods from me. Yeah.
Okay, so there won't be
100%.
them distributors. There will be the main distributor, which is you, and then everyone will buy from you every shop. Okay,
Exactly.
that's good.
Yeah. For right now,
We're not big enough for
no
that.
way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. So my question about the future didn't have to do
Oh, sorry.
exactly. I wasn't not a problem. No, I wasn't exactly expecting you to tell me if you're gonna put skin on top of the skates or whatever. I'm like, I really wanted to know what you had in mind for the brand, and that's what I'm asking. Like right now, I see that you're trying to organize the whole thing where you're gonna pack the skates, and you've been like selling all over the world. You're trying to distribute to as many places as you can, and that's awesome to see. But now going to something that people keep asking a lot.
Okay.
Of course, we all know that you wish you could make like more sizes and all that, but obviously you were reduced on budget.
Yeah.
Do you plan on making like a smaller skate? Because that's one of the things that I spoke with you at the Winter Clash, because it's one of those things that a lot of people spoke. I need to say the word. A lot of people said shit about Roches, but that's one of the. I was probably one of the ones to say like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk about it, you can talk. But the truth is, we need brands like Roches because they make skates for kids, and we need kids. But
no, I agree.
Again, if you're gonna make skates for kids, we also need what you're gonna do. So I guess you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, totally. That was one of the initial things when I even started this whole thing. That was my goal. It was my goal to be able to offer smaller skates, and that's definitely on the to-do list. Yeah, like as soon as possible, really, as soon as possible. Like,
but tell me,
go ahead.
For that for the mold that you're using, will you need to produce a mold from scratch to?
Yeah, exactly. It would be a brand new mold. The boot.
Okay, and would you keep the shape so that it would all be in a line?
It would be. It would be. I mean, I was going back and forth on it, but I think it would make sense to be a similar shape, same sole plates. Yeah, it's definitely. I feel like in the line it needs to coordinate with the line, definitely.
But that's awesome. That means that you're super comfortable with the way they look like, and people are giving like a really good response on it, right?
I mean, I think I would obviously be skeptical and give a different answer if I didn't feel so. Yeah, like the response. I mean, the sales and the response of the mold, I think initially was definitely confusing, maybe, and then I think...
Of course, people used to see that as a cheap skate or something like that, and then they see it like treated completely different, with a different approach, with a different marketing. And
I feel like through the edits that we're making and we've made, and the skating that we do and the way we're branding it, and I think it's obviously it's a solid skate, but there's all like I do want to expand to smaller sizes, and I'm really just taking it step by step. I don't want to also say something that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do. Like.
Of course, you don't want to make fake promises.
Yeah, exactly. But within means, I do want to. I think I said this term a lot. I'm in real time. I'm working on real time, and right now is what I said earlier is I'm just getting the skates here. You know what I mean? And when that happens in June, and they're shipping and they're shipping all out, and I can celebrate, because that's going to be the real. The birth of the brand, and I'll be a very happy man. I think a lot of people will,
And
so that's again, kind of where
you have like a super solid team. It's like
thank you.
I like the team. I like the guys that you chose. Like they have their own personality, and I really think it's awesome. It's like they're doing their own thing. They don't care about anything else. That's awesome. But everyone keeps asking the same, and we all knew that obviously. Budget-wise, it wasn't as easy for you, but now with you making a second order, with the budget increasing a little bit, would you be presenting any new team riders anytime soon?
Oh, anytime soon? Probably not. No.
In real time. Let's talk in real time.
I'm in real time. Yeah. Like I don't have, like. I can say I am developing a program. Like first thing is first. Like I want to get the skates here. I want to be able to ship and offer a good service. You know what I mean? And then deliver, and then see where I'm at business wise, financially, and it's looking like it'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like when if I can sell through the second round, you know, then what does that mean? Like that means, hey, you know, like we'll be able to offer another skate for Christmas. You know, if this is the case, then holy shit, you know, like this is incredible. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at, like in my head, financially. With team wise, I mean, family wise, because that's what it is. It's like that I don't have I have ideas, you know, I have goals, and again, like I said about the product, like I don't want to, you know, say stuff that is like I'm not gonna promise yet, because I don't have skates here, you know, like how am I gonna have anything in my head about the future if I don't even have product here, you know? And in a lot of ways, sorry, this is why I say to everybody, you know, it's quite incredible to be where I'm at. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, sorry. You can keep going. Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's right. You're good. You're good.
So, and unfortunately, some brands experience some problems with factories, and I really hope that nothing goes wrong with it, because we all want you to succeed, but if something goes wrong, can change a lot. So we hope it doesn't, and we really hope that you, who were planning on having 1,000 skates sold in a year, we really hope that you go for 2 batches of 1,000 and then make a new skate for Christmas. I really hope so. I really hope it all goes well. So
I really appreciate it. I mean, I already been through, you know, bumps in the road, like, and it's been an experience, and already.
What kind of bumps are we talking about?
There's like, here's a good one. You actually mentioned you actually helped this a lot, you know, and it's funny because we're talking about the rivets, you know. And you remember talking to Sean. I didn't talk to you about it, but you talked to Sean about it, and it's pretty awesome because like you helped with this, you know. You actually help us make a decision, and as I said earlier, everything has been real time. So like to get the skates here on time, you have to make decisions pretty fast because everything is being made. The molds are being made, and my order has been made. You know what I mean? Like a lot of serious decisions have been made to get it ready to get here on time. So one of my quick answers, I would say, which is, you know, it has been on the mind, was do we do the rivets or do we do the screws? You know, and we had both samples, and we, you know, I've ridden rivets through Valo before, and but in any case, something, you know, production in China, I had to decide, you know, we've been testing the screws, you know, since day one, and we hadn't had any problems, and the screws, if something goes wrong, can always change. But if it's a rivet, it's a whole different process. And like I don't know if you know, but there's like a lot of brands that did rivets, and that's what I was telling Sean at the Winter Clash. Exactly.
It's just some brands that problems with that, which is like at first it's amazing, but then it starts getting a little bit of starts
loose,
getting like too loose, and then
some pop off. You know,
So it's. I guess you made the best choice, and people like to customize their skates. So
exactly, and that was the biggest plus. And that was a lot of the direct messages, but my emails were in regards to that. Oh man, are they gonna come with screws? Because I would love to see the white toe plate, black boot, and white cup, you know, or the vice versa with the white boot with black sole and black cup. So, and at first I was personally pushing for the rivets. So was Sean. And then we decided, obviously, that it was the best interest for the brand and for the product, the performance, that screws were the right way to go. So I wouldn't say a bump in the road, but obviously stuff like that is the kind of decisions that.
Yeah, sometimes just need to step back and just see it from a different perspective and try to see it for the brand, not for ourselves.
Yeah, and thank you. Like you were you were at Winter Clash. You mentioned that to Sean, and you're actually one of the reasons why we were, obviously second guessing.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. I'm going to use that to sell skates at the shop.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't conflict anything with Power Slide with you. But you help product development.
No, I do work with Power Slide when it comes to that too. I test some products.
Yeah.
And so I love to do that, and I keep saying the same. I talk with every brand out there in the market, and I don't want any of them to fail. I want all the brands to succeed, and the more I can help every brand, yes, I do work with Power Slide, but I don't want Power Slide to succeed by having the other ones failing. I want them to succeed, but I also want all the others. That means that the sport is going great.
We need competition. We need more brands to build off each other.
Competition just makes us better.
Exactly. No, I agree, 100%.
Yep. So now, again, I'm going to go again to the team. Come on, just tell us. Is Alex Broskow going to skate with the damn skates or not?
Oh, you'd have to ask him.
People want to know. I'm going through my Facebook. Basically, I made a post about it, and so many people ask the same. I just need to ask you straight to the point. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't have an answer. I mean, I think I answered it already.
I guess he wants it. I guess he wants it, but at the same, and you want it, but I that's what I think,
Yeah. Well, we got. It's like everything that's happened with the team is definitely. I'm definitely stoked, and it's just an organic thing, like, and right now, the brand has to organically go to grow. And it's just kind of like how when Valo started, like we started.
I remember I was there.
It was just, it was Eric and Star and then Martino and that's what we could do, And right now, this is what the brand can do. And right now, the brand doesn't even have skates on the market. So it's just as we all know, like we already talked about it. The budget allows to do what it can do for the brand, and I'm actually excited to just be able to develop a program that's going to be growing this way. And it's nice to really embrace this control, like and be able to develop it, and that's the exciting part about this whole thing is to be able to fulfill this pro skater dream, and there are plans for stuff, but it's just it needs to grow organically, and I don't want to give anything away, but say anything that isn't going to happen yet, or is not capable of happening yet.
I'm hearing you talking, and I'm thinking about something. I don't know if you're gonna get it or if people are gonna get it, but it's something like you're talking and you're reminding me of myself a few years ago. Basically, I've studied to be a sports teacher, and once I finished my graduation, I really thought that's what I wanted to do. And back then, I used to skate for Power Slide, like for USD and other brands, and I ended up thinking like, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to start working in school and I want to teach kids, and I really thought that's what I wanted to do, but I had so much rules. I had like, if I wanted to take the kids out for a day, I would need to plan like years in not years, but I would need to plan months in advance and go back and forth with their parents so that the whole thing could happen. Like, imagine if you organized in December to happen in June. And somehow, I guess that's what you had to go through your whole life when you're working with other people, which is not when you're not your own boss. So you need to ask this one to that one. Everyone needs to approve so that you can make a decision. And now for you, you decided and you make it happen tomorrow. And that must be the reason why you're using the real-time expression the whole time. But I'm listening to you talking, and this thought just came to my head. I just had to share it.
Yeah, it's a very I'm very appreciative of this situation. I'll say it over and over again, and I'm also trying to be very careful, And it's funny because it's a funny, crazy situation to be here and be supported by so many people. I'm so dumbfounded, but I also want to be very careful, and every decision.
You don't want to go to the post. You don't want to go to the post office.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You
that's
know
still
what?
on the back burner. You know what I mean? Hey, no, really. Like, I actually got another email from the Santa Ana post office asking for interviews. So, I mean, I'm happy it's still there. You never know. You know what I mean? In a couple years, maybe things aren't growing, or and anyway, it's always good to have a backup plan. But I guess my point is, it's just I gotta make sure every move is very, well planned, and right now I don't have skates here. They're coming. You know what I mean? That's what I keep telling everybody.
Okay.
It's been a lot of, you're not the only person to ask all those questions, and I totally understand. But that's the best answer I can give until the ball is really rolling. Maybe we should have had a podcast after June.
Let's do it whenever you want. Let's do it for the 1st of July. Wait. Once I get the skates, I'll get the skates in my hand and we can make another one.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to help grow whatever you're doing over there as well. Like, that's another conversation.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see. You know what? I keep saying the same. It's interesting to see what happened or the reasons why skating went down or skating didn't went down in some places. Some places are still super healthy and we know it. There are some places which is good, but it's funny to see when you travel to places or when you stay in places, see what happened in different places. Like, it's weird. Like, I moved to South Africa and I moved to South Africa 3 years ago, and there was a guy selling skates that had nothing to do with skates. And I'm not talking shit on anyone. It's just like, basically he saw a business opportunity, and that's why he did it. And that's what happens with a lot of people, and that's also the reason why a lot of times we don't succeed, but not always, because sometimes, but a lot of times those people have a better business experience and they also make it work. I'm not saying it's always the same, but in South Africa what I see happening is, a few years ago skating used to be huge. Like, Roches was big. I remember, like, when you were on the Roches team, right before you left to USD, there was a South African guy, Clifford. Do you remember Clifford?
Yeah, he was amazing.
Cliff was amazing. He was amazing. He lives in Cape Town. Every now and then, but he became like a musician, and he doesn't really skate that often, and he was traveling the world.
Wow.
But he got back to South Africa like, I would say like, he got back to Cape Town like 6 months ago. I've been trying to contact him, but he's been like way too much into music, so I haven't really been seeing him. The last time I saw him was like 2.5 years ago.
I remember he was really good.
Back, he was amazing. Like, skate park, street, he could just,
he
was good.
Everything.
But back then, there was a brand which was Roches, and then USD got into the country too. And there was some guys trying to support this sport. Basically, they were bringing brands and all that stuff. But all the main guys, like a lot of the, not all the main, but I hope that no one gets this wrong, but a lot of the big guys, they have like drug problems somehow.
Okay.
So, man, parents wouldn't want those guys to be their role models.
The role models,
so
right.
Somehow they stopped bringing their kids to those places which were mostly skate parks, and slowly the sales started going down, and it's a little bit aggressive, and especially to talk about this like here. That
when did you get there? What year did you get there?
I got here like 3 years ago. That was 2015. Okay. But skating was, I wouldn't say it was dead, but it was super low. And slowly now it's been growing. I don't know if you've seen now there's these two kids here, like really, really young. We call them the USD kids because they made like a little video for USD. Yeah. And they've been getting really good, and like there's more kids from the same school as those kids that now want to start skating. So it's slowly starting, but people are actually starting to take care of their image. It's not about like, man, everyone does whatever they want, but there's some things that people shouldn't be doing when they are kids and stuff like that. So I try to be somehow, I might be
a good role model.
Might be the one that I might be the one that calls you out for that, and like people sometimes don't like it, especially I wasn't a saint, and you know it, so I was also a party, like I used to love to party and all that stuff, but like there's time for everything, or whenever you do it, you need to choose to do it in the right place. Anyway, that has to do with the next question, which is, I never saw you as a partying animal or anything like that. I always saw you like that guy that always, I'm not saying that you are or you're not, but I always saw you like knowing how to be the right role model. And that might be the reason why you're 41 right now and you're still skating like if you're 20, man. Explain us that. 20. What's happening there?
I mean, I've had my fair I've done my fair share of drugs in the past. You know, like as you said, as kids, you know, you experience, and I definitely drink. I never been a taker of smoking weed, but I don't condemn it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's not my thing. But you know, I've always taken skating. When you know, I always taken anything that I've done, you know, professionally, if it was work or skating, professionally or as professional as I can be, for sure. You know, I think I always kind of was driven to want to be involved in this sport. Eventually, after being a professional, also. So I definitely tried to be a sponge in every situation that I was put in, whether it be a brand or traveling or meeting people, you know. And I think that's just kind of who I am. So, well, I'm not sure what you mean by partier, because that can be that can be described as a lot of different things.
No, man, I'm not talking about like not you are in places. That's not like I'm talking about like the way that you act with people. Like,
okay.
And I always saw you super professional. Like the time that I met you for the longest, like that I've been with you for the longest, was when you first went to Europe with John Star. And Eric it was your first tour in Europe?
Yeah, I think in Germany
And I stayed with you guys at the Ignition, and I stayed with you guys for a few days. But when we stayed at the Ignition house, I was like, that was the time that I used to party the most.
Yeah, that was great. That was a good time.
That was really bad, and I was drinking, and man, that was bad. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad to drink. That night, it was a bad night for me. That's all I can say. And a really bad night. But the truth is, you were doing your job. I was supposed to be doing my job too, but if we compare the way you were dealing with skating and the way I was dealing with skating, of course I was a lot younger back then, even a little bit. Not that I'm a lot younger than you, but back then it was a little bit more evident. I don't know. You always
I don't know.
make it seem professional. You always made it seem professional, at least from my side. I'm in Portugal, you know. I see you on the videos, I see you on the internet, I see you in magazines. And when I first met you, you're that super professional guy. So that's the idea that I do have from you. And I know a lot of people have the same idea, which is amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I think it's just a matter of being appreciative of where I'm at. I think it ultimately goes back to that. And being able to, I would never took anything for granted, you know. Like, I always, even back then, like, it was always like, I'll probably never come back here again, you know. I hope I'd be able to, as great as those like meetings, like Ignition guys, you know, like, man, I hope I can come back here one day again, you know, because you never know. Like, it was just, in any case, I've been doing this for many years, but I always take everything. I never take anything for granted. I always take everything as I'm very thankful, and I try to make the best out of it, so then I can come back. You know what I mean? So then there's more to do in the future, and I think that's kind of what I always hope.
Yeah, you try not to close doors, basically.
In any case, with anybody, you know, I've learned through a lot of different situations in the past. Best friends, you know, differences, conflicts, and then learning, hey, you know what? You gotta, you know, you can't. It's not healthy in life to hold grudges or like be negative. You know, like, you only live in this ground once, and you just gotta be appreciated, you know. And I think I've always had that mentality in anything I do, whether it be skating or whatnot. Just appreciate everything and just be positive and keep going for the next.
Perfect. And tell me, when you go to the next, you completely shut the last door. It's going straight to the point. Roches, how is your relationship with Roches? Are you good with Roches?
Yeah, I think we're okay. You know, there's just like in any relationship, it's tough. You know, to move on.
Is it because it's competition, or it's because the way you left when you left? Like,
is it because tough to leave? You mean tough in general? I think it's just like you build something for this long, and you just hope, you know, that whatever that can happen, it'll overcome, you know. And we were doing that already. Like, we were trying to overcome a lot of things for the last 3 years, you know. So, but at some point in a relationship, in this specific relationship, it just wasn't working, and I think we both knew that. So I think our relationship is okay.
But did it drop you, or you decided to leave?
Oh, I decided to leave. We had another budget. Okay. They offered another budget for the year. Like we're okay terms, but I was like, this is like I said in my other podcast, it was the right time to for the development.
To move out of it.
Yeah, I was really developing them, but I also knew like it wasn't getting better. It just everything was just getting worse, and specific things within the brand, like financially, and needed to square up, and that's, you know, end of the day, it's all working out. So, but I would say right now it's just really, it's just tough to lose a relationship, you know, in this outright. I mean, it's just hard to develop something for so many years and just be like that. I'm very proud of it, as a lot of people were and are. But now looking back at it though, you know, like now it's like, now we're in April now, and I look at it, I'm like, yeah, those are really great times. And I can be very proud of those times, you know. I'm very proud of what we created, and we had some amazing trips, and I made some great relationships with Rosie's, and it was just the right time, you know. It was definitely the right time, and there's a lot of difference of the things happening interior. There is a lot of things, you know what I mean, and how things are run, but you just got to do what's in the best interest of like yourself, and I guess that's all I really have to say about it. It was just, I think we're fine, and it's just time to move on, you know, ready to close the door on that, and then move on, and that's the next step with that.
Okay, that's cool. I know there's someone like you, like we've been talking, from being in the game for so long. How does someone like you adapt to like the situations? Like you come from being in Roches on the top of the game, from Roches, you were in the beginning of USD, like Cup to Tot, which was like for a lot of people one of the best videos ever. Of course, probably that's one of the reasons why you always put it so much effort into the Valo videos. But how is it for you to adapt from those times that skating was the way it was, to skating now? Or do you bring things like knowledge from there to what you do now, or you try to think of it completely different? How do you see skating nowadays compared to what it used to be?
The level of skating, or just the business of skating, or
skating in general, like everything. Yeah. I would say just like
from
going to a shop and like, finding skates. Or
I look and say this real quick, like you were talking about Rosie's and the partying and how it is now, you know, and then you brought up USD and how I left USD and moved on to Rosie's. So like in both situations, they're both really tough, you know, because you make a decision for a relationship, you make a decision to leave a relationship, and you make a decision to start a new one. So like there's risk in that. There always has been risk in that for me, and for anyone who probably make the same decisions. So like, but my relationship with Matthias and USD is still great, and
I know.
I would hope that it would be the same with Rosie's. You know, like I don't just do them, I do the Blading Cup, and I do the Forecaster in America, and I do plan to connect with them, Rosie's, in the hopes, like as you said, we need more companies to do stuff for the kids and to do events, and I would hope they would be a part of this as well, because they also hopefully would agree to it's important for their brand and for skating to support these types of events, you know.
Of course.
So
and do you think
anyway,
it's going to happen?
I don't see why not. Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, my relationship with them is we have good communication still. So,
that's awesome.
But going back to relationships, I was just thinking right top of my head, like, yeah, you know, like it's like in any relationship, you gotta, you know, you figure things out and you decide to for me personally, I've had some difficult relationships. I have some best friends that I had difficult relationships with, not just talking about brands. You just gotta work through those things and not be rigid, and that's what I'm about. I'm not trying to be rigid. I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to keep creating, and I just wanted to say that. So going back to the state of skating. Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
The state of skating. I think you asked, was it about the industry again, or was it just about the difference?
Skating in general, like I was just saying, like imagine you go to a shop back then and you go to a shop now. You go to an event back then and you go to an event back now. Like I guess like product-wise, we're a lot more developed and like the level of skating, but then at the same time, the number of people. How do you think that whole thing happened?
I know. It's funny that you say that. Today, I didn't realize how big the NL event. This is just top of my head right now. Because this morning I popped up in my phone and I just saw the NL event in France that Matthias Silhan does. We're friends, but I'm not in contact with him all the time. And I just looked at his event and I was like, holy Jesus, this is huge. You know what I mean?
Tony Hawk is going, man.
Yeah,
Tony Hawk is going.
That's what I saw this morning. So like, so that's it's not far off. You know what I mean? I feel like I mean the concepts are there to grow this thing. You know what I mean? Like Feast is a big deal. And that's probably, I would say, the equivalent to the ASA right now. We don't have that in America, but
it's huge.
But it's a huge event. I would say that would be the biggest difference in the scale of events. Is we don't have those type of events in America. But
you know what's crazy, John? Sorry to interrupt you. I really need to interrupt you here. You know what's crazy? It's we don't see these type of events in America. We don't see like people skating that much from what I heard. But the truth is, when it comes to numbers, from what Tom Iser told me, it's the place where rollerblades sells the most skates worldwide.
Yeah.
And when I look at my numbers, in videos, I would say more than 70% of my views come from America.
Yeah.
And the skaters are there. Everything is there.
I'm not saying that we don't have a lot of people blading in America, but I'm saying we don't have the infrastructure to create these type of events. And I am trying to do it here with Blading Cup, but it's logistically hard, when you don't have enough money. And that's the big thing is like the popularity within the money situation with these companies is it's hard to outside rollerblading. It's hard to get, and it's definitely on my mind, I mean, shoot, like obviously them has been on my mind for the last 3 years, but I don't plan on stopping, I don't plan. I mean, I have within Blading Cup, there's such a great team with Jason Reyna, Miguel Ramos, Tim Franken and his brother. Like it's a good solid core of people and my wife, sorry, I don't want to disregard my wife because she's a big part of Blading Cup, Viola, but it's a good team, and we just need to figure out, like a structure of business to really take advantage of what we have here in Santa Ana. Because I have such a good relationship here with the property owner, and he always pushes it to happen no matter what happens every year. He enjoys it. The local businesses enjoy it. They love it. So. And there's always people here coming, So the size of the event really is dictated by the financing of the event. And if I can one day get to a point like how dude, that NL event is insane, and even the feast, obviously, I mean, I would love to do it in more street style, like we always kind of have, but. I guess what I'm trying to say is like it's just tough to raise money, to get those kind of.
Tell me something. Have you been trying over the last few years with Blading Cup? Have you been trying to get any sponsors out of the skating industry
outside? Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's definitely slowed down a lot in the last 3 years because of my focus on them as far as like actively approaching outside sponsors. If you were checking maybe a few years when we were initially started, especially the TV or when we were on Fox, I was attacking as many places as I could, and I did raise. Like that was the most money I raised for a Blading Cup ever. I think it was over 20 grand, and a lot, like more than half of that was outside sponsorship. So I have done it, but it wasn't easy, and we also had the idea of TV as the the selling point for it. So, but in this case, TV obviously is not attainable for me. It was just an opportunity of that year, and is TV that valuable anymore? Like compared to internet.
That's
already.
one of the things that we spoke at the Winter Clash. It's like a lot of people keep complaining. That's one of the things that you were talking about before today. It's like people keep complaining about there's no TV here, there's no skating on TV, but like they forget that actually the ways of all of us to put ourselves out there are way more accessible than anything else. Things like these YouTube things like podcasts, that's actually what all the other action sports are doing. TV is just trying to take advantage of their popularity, but somehow we're a little bit behind in popularity, but it's up to us. So
I think we're really in a really good situation in skating. Like the community, the group of people. Like it was really nice and refreshing to be at Winter Clash and see.
Amazing, huh?
It was a really amazing vibe. Yo-Yo always does an amazing job, but this one was definitely special. The outside events with obviously the panels, and then AJ's video retrospective, and then the panels with the Bladies, and then your panel with certain industry. I got the tail end of that panel, but it was really cool to see you guys talk. With Nils, yourself, Sven, and the lady from Croatia. Is she Croatia or Bulgaria? She's
from
a teacher. Bulgaria. Yeah, she was really sweet, and it was nice to see organization within different countries and hear your guys' opinions, because it's really important it's inspiring, but it's also important to hear what's happening in different, like you said, in South Africa. It's really important to hear what you're going through. And I'm actually, doing the same thing, doing research, and that inspired me to go look into other places and see what the other people are going through. You know what I mean? Whether it be...
Yeah, that's amazing. You were in Brazil, right?
Yeah, I was in Brazil, and there's a huge scene there too, man. Oh my goodness, it's like
exactly.
So I forgot, kind of lost my train of thought or discussing. Oh, the skating as in general. I had a good conversation with Robbie Pitts about it. It's a very healthy point right now, and maybe it's because I'm starting them and I'm feeling like this is like a lot of momentum coming in this direction, in my direction, to be able to do more. But more so the state of skating, like it's really nice to see the kind of skating that's happening, the different kind of skating, the different individuals, and there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of positive like growth happening in the community here in America. So I think that can only turn into good things. So
that's good.
Anyway,
I keep on having lots of people that come to the shop and just tell me it's going to be the next big thing again. It's not, but it's. I'm not talking about like people that come here to buy aggressive skates. Even it's like in general, a lot of people that come to buy skates. A lot of people come here because they really want to skate.
I personally look at the act of rollerblading, and I see people do on the street, and I think it looks so cool. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, is he walking? No, he's on skates. Holy shit! It's like, I mean, obviously biased, but like, it's such a cool looking thing to see, and maybe it's a lot to do with out here. You don't see that much in the street, but when you see more people doing it, it's really refreshing and cool to see. So, I don't know. That's just my
tell me something
thought on that.
Do you have a big wheel setup after that old power after the old power blading thing?
I do actually. I have a roasted. I have an 80 millimeter setup that I do have. Yeah.
That's cool. You got like, but it's like an aggressive
It's a
skating,
Rossi's.
an
No,
aggressive.
it's a Rossi's. It's actually a Rossi's frame setup. I do have it.
Okay, but it's like a UFS skate or like a regular free skate or.
It's just a frame setup. I'm not a particular model it is. I should take a look at
No,
the model.
I'm asking if it's like an aggressive skating boot or it's just
a
like a
UFS.
regular
You can
fitness
connect
skate.
it UFS. You connect it UFS. It's UFS. It's UFS compatible. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know Ivo from Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Ivo is actually skating the old Rochi Street, and that's all he skates. He found a way to get those skates back in his shop, and that's all he skates. He skates like with I think it's with 72 millimeters or 76 millimeter wheels, and he skates for everything. Like he does classes with it. He skates around town, and the skates look so sick. But it was just like curiosity, because people keep asking the same. So
Yeah. About powerblading and free skating. I'm a huge
yeah, people
supporter of it,
like
you know?
after the whole power blading. What really happened with that power blading thing?
Oh man, I was intoxicated, and it was one of those apologetic things. I'll say, you know, it just happened. Like I was drunk and something switched. And when social media is in your hands, you're in a mind state you probably shouldn't be at, and I'm a victim of that. So. But yeah, you know, I mean, I personally, you know, it's not my favorite kind of blading, but you know, I understand it's fun and it's skating and I appreciate it. So, it's, you know, that particular day wasn't my best day by any means. I just say that I can't remember. It was like how many years ago? It was like 5 years ago or whatever it was.
I don't even know. It was. I thought it was funny because I didn't.
Yeah.
I never. I don't.
That was my interior street skate since day one. Ego coming out like Arlo Eisenberg. I just thought.
But it's just funny, like how many
Yeah.
people really felt that, like really.
Yeah.
Both ways, huh? Some felt it like in a good way.
Yeah.
Some really got negative about those big wheel things, which I keep saying the same. For me, those big wheel thing, like what the guys from Mushroom Blading are doing, it's amazing. Leon, what Leon is doing is just like, I don't even know how to explain. Like,
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of in general of innovation and independent, doing your thing. Fashion, whatever it may be. So, you know, obviously this goes against what I said, but I'm a big fan, you know, like of expression. So, and this is not that big wheel blading is an expression, but like it's not my kind of skating, but it doesn't mean I can't be a fan of it.
But everyone have their own thing.
Exactly. So I'm definitely, I mean, you know, maybe I'd like to develop I'd like to develop a bigger frame, you know, one day. That's awesome. That's definitely on the mindset. So, I mean, again, I'm trying to get skates here first, and then hopefully things grow. I don't want to.
Of course, now you need to be careful with what you say.
Exactly. So,
would you go aluminum or would you go plastic?
That's a question for the guys as well. You know, like. I don't know. Okay. We'd have to. Again, I don't know. It's something that on the mind. You know, maybe. I mean,
you need to test first and
talk to the guys about their ideas and see what everyone can agree on. Also,
that's cool. When you mean the guys, you're talking about the.
Oh, right now it's obviously it's such a broad. You know, as you said, everyone is very different. You know, Robbie obviously rides the Wish frames, and it's a bigger wheel setup, and then Darce is anti-rocker, and he's very much like me, you know, as street skating, and he doesn't do any type of, you know, big wheel skating. So anyway, it's a discussion to be had, you know, of possibly doing something, but
that's cool. That's cool that before you do anything, you always gotta go through the whole team, and it's. I guess that's what every big company does. There's like a board of people that discuss whatever. Yeah, the final word will always be yours because it's your brand. But at the same time, you discuss it. You try to see what's out there.
Yeah, the whole branding and everything, I think is the people involved right now. It is. I think it is. It's a collection, you know, of ideas, for sure.
Okay.
And
It's going great. So.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
And going back to something that was happening, and right now most of the people don't know the state of it. What's happening with Valo 6? Is it still going to be called Valo 6 or?
I think it's going to be a different name. Actually, I haven't talked to Yvonne about it, but we were talking about releasing it in the summer. It's going to have a different name, I believe. That's what we decided. But the name isn't finalized. But last time I talked to him, he was organizing all the footage. And hopefully by the summer, it'll be out. He has so much great stuff, man. It's incredible. Like I saw last time I was at his house, I saw a bit of it and I was like, oh my God, you know, like this has to come. I mean, obviously.
I guess that it's hard for you to see it going out without the stamp of your brand, huh?
It is a little bit. Yeah, I won't lie. It's different. I wish like, but it can also be looked at as a closure. You know, like it's like I don't know. It's as Valo's gone. I mean, I don't like have any like. I'm not mad about at Valo. I'm not angry at Valo. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of it. So. I don't look at Valo as like a downgrade of any means. I look at it as an upgrade. I look at it like, damn, a huge accomplishment. That's like a huge accomplishment for my life. You know what I mean? So to look at that as like a bummer in any way is totally incorrect. Like I'm very proud of that. Everyone involved in it. So if anything, like I can't wait for this video to come out. You know, like I want to see it, and it was the last years of something to be very proud of.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tell me something. In numbers, like I have no idea. Like I know that some people from some shops in Europe, like Mirek, told me that the skates that he used to sell, aggressive skates, some of them that he used to sell the most were the Valo skates. How is it right now? Do you think shop like do you have an idea of how many Valo skates were being sold? Do you think you sold more dem skates than Valos would be sold like in a normal year, or like compared to 2017 in that amount of time? Do you have an idea about it?
I mean, if I'm comparing them skate sales to Valo sales, like it's very comparable. Like we would do the same runs of V13s. So
yeah, because we're talking just
comparable.
About one model. So.
Yeah, one model. So I would hope that them can do the same. You know, like more hopefully. You know, like but do I know the numbers?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very open with them numbers. This is actually the most open very transparent as I've ever been with like what we sell.
Yeah, because you're allowed now.
Yeah.
You just need to allow yourself. So that's
exactly.
Good.
Yeah, well, it's my decision, I guess, right? And it's very important, you know. Like it's such an interesting thing to have this brand in the world of social media, the launch of it. You know, like that's the difference with this and Valo. It's the hugest thing, right? Because like. It was never so transparent. You're never so involved in such a way where you could see everything that's happening every day, you know? You can see the warehouse. You can see the development of product. You can see what I'm doing right now, you know? Like, so it's such an interesting, transparent world right now. And it's, for me, I guess what I'm trying to say, it's like, it's so weird. In a positive way, because this like social media world helped me build this brand, you know, and because of that, people are a part of it. You are a part of it, and for me, it's important for people who are a part of it to know the growth and see it because they are it. You know what I mean? And it's such a difference between. That's a huge difference between how Valo started. And how this has begun, because like this, I mean them, but we didn't have it took what, I think 3-4 years for Valo to actually get off his feet. And in this case, we're ready to go, you know, with a quick
12 hours.
12 hours, you know, it's so mind blowing, you know, and yeah, so going back to transparency, like, yeah, like it's really interesting, you know, it's a really interesting time in the world, and them is a part of the product of that, the product of the world, the new transparent social media world. Crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And are you the one running the social media, or someone else is running it for you?
I am, yeah. We're trying to. With Valo, it was like we had times where like some of the other guys would take over, but for the most part, I am. Yeah, I'm pretty much 24/7 on that thing. You know, I mean, a lot of the posts actually are approved by everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I ask everyone. Like, I've had asked. Sometimes I just put something up if it's something like real basic, like that's obvious. But when it comes to a product launch or something serious, I definitely ask everyone what they think, you know. Like we're about to launch some new stuff in the next couple of weeks, some new clothing. And it's a group effort to like launch it. So anyway. Yeah.
And tell me something, are the guys all living in Santana?
Robbie lives in a part of Los Angeles, and Sean lives in where's Sean live? He also lives in Los Angeles, Glendale. And who I'm missing? Cruz lives in Long Beach, but he works in LA.
Okay, but you got them. You don't have them all day at your office, or you call it? Is it an office or just a warehouse?
It's an office. Yeah, I call it the office, or it's basically an office.
Okay, so you're there like usually by yourself.
Yeah.
For now.
And right now, like Robbie's been out a couple times. But yeah, it's just basically me over there. Yeah, for right now, until I think I'm definitely going to need a crew of help in June, and then depending on how the days progress and how busy it is or whatnot, I'm probably going to have to hire somebody part-time. I have a child coming as well, so that's going to take up a lot of my time, taking care of the second one, little one. So I'll definitely need some help with shipping. So I can foresee that happening.
You're planning already then?
Yeah, I have. That's probably been like the most stressful thing lately, is just making sure everything logistically is ready for June. But everything is already there. I think I'm like almost there. I'm pretty much done with the whole logistical stuff. Okay,
tell me something. Why don't the skates have some protection for the laces when you do boardwalks? Because
I tried doing one of those the other day, and my knees can't go that way anymore. It's kind of crazy.
So you're not bringing them back. So Clark Kirkman was asking if you bring them back.
Me? Oh man, I don't think they were. It's funny because that trick was never done correctly. Everyone was grinding their shins, and I was always grinding my boot. But not that it makes anything better, but. But you know what's really cool? Cool, you know what's really cool is like knowing that I got so many people to do it.
Going back to the Brazil thing that I was trying to tell you. So I was in Brazil in the end of December, and there was a day that I went to. Nice. And I went to the skate in the beginning of December. I was there with Kaleo. We skated, and I skated with Carlos too. That was awesome.
Carlos too?
Kaleo is the best.
Sick.
Yeah, I skated the same day with Kaleo and Carlos. And in that day that I was with them, I only had like some 3-wheel skates. So most of the grinds that I could do were boardwalks.
Yeah, 3-wheel. So that was your only option?
One of them. I only had soul tricks and I was just making fun of it, so I just started doing boardwalks. And now that I saw the question from Clark Kirkman, but Kaleo is like, have you seen his new stuff, like his new brand?
Yeah, I'm proud of him. Yeah. So Bobby Klee, right? Bobby Klee.
Yeah, Bobby Klee. He does like really cool stuff. Like
shout out! I give a shout out to Bobby Klee and Kaleo. First shout out.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, Kaleo is this Brazilian guy. He's from São Paulo.
Yeah.
Probably saw him, this really tall guy with really long hair.
Yeah.
And like really huge. I don't know how you call those things in his ears. I'm sorry, my English is not the best sometimes. Like tunnels, I don't know if that's what I call it. Those.
No, the nose
big,
ring.
Yeah, but he has them in the ears too. I don't know the name of those things.
Oh, plugs.
But Kaleo is like,
But he's amazing. There's like top 3 people in my life that are amazing people, most humble, like a most amazing skater, of course. And he's like the best guy, one of the top 3 best guys that I've ever, he's amazing people, like just amazing guy.
Yeah, Kaleo is
I miss
sick.
him.
He lives far from where he skated, and there was one day that I met him like randomly in such a huge city such as São Paulo. He was just riding his bike because he works as a bike messenger with something at night. Yeah. And I ended up meeting him, and the next day he ended up making such a huge way just to meet me. And then it's like, I don't know, man. I just like that guy like so much. He's awesome. Really cool.
Yeah, there's only positive vibes for that guy. I can't speak highly enough about Kaleo. He's I miss him. Yeah, I can't wait to see him again. Hopefully, he comes out to America.
Are you going back to Brazil anytime soon?
Not anytime soon. I mean, there was a guy I'm working with, Humberto Tejada, and he's our distributor. And I don't know if you saw him when you're out there. But we were talking.
I didn't saw him, but I heard about him and I know him. I know.
Yeah, he's another great guy. Obviously, and we're talking about doing a trip maybe end of the year, this year, just to help promote. He's been always a huge supporter of Valo and everything that I've done in my, with all the brands and like-minded people, helping each other out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe something in the end of the year that he's trying to organize. So hopefully that works out.
That's awesome. And the reason for everyone listening to this, the reason I'm talking so much about Brazil is like, yes, it's the only country where I visited in South America, but I was completely blown away
how about the level
by the Brazilian scene.
Yeah, how about the level?
It's not just the level. The level is amazing, but the number of skaters, like I was there for like 10 days and I saw, not just aggressive skaters, but I saw skaters every single day. And most of the skaters that I saw were like from different disciplines, like from racing to slalom skaters to speed skaters to fitness skaters, and they all have different groups. Like there's at least 4 or 5 or 6 probably different nights that different groups organize, like just to go out and have sessions. And it's crazy, like the amount of people that get together in a lot of different parts of the city. It's a really nice scene. And from what I know, it's like that in other countries in South America too. I haven't been to any other country in South America. Other than Brazil, but from what I
heard Chile's got a great scene as well. And
Are you selling dam skates to other countries in South America?
Right now it's only Sao Paulo, or sorry, Brazil. Yeah, sorry. Right now, I would hope so. I had interest in Chile, but nothing's progressed yet. I mean, I hope so. I would hope to, with the help of Humberto. We're gonna definitely try to do the best we can out there. Yeah, make it happen. It's definitely on the to-do list. As I also know, it's a really huge scene for skating. So, were you in Sao Paulo the most, or were you?
Yeah, I went. You know what? I wanted to go to a lot of different places, but in 10 days, I had no time to leave Sao Paulo.
Yeah. How big is Sao Paulo? Huh? It's huge.
It's huge. And like I was saying, there was something different every single day. You know what? You remember when you were in Portugal, how small Portugal is compared to Brazil, of course. But you were like one day you went to it.
Yeah, we drove in the car. We were like in the car for like an hour and a half. And we were still in Sao Paulo.
And then I know. And that's the thing. Crazy. That's what I was going to say. Like in Portugal, you would drive 2 hours and you would go from one city to the other and you'd probably skate all the spots. In Sao Paulo, it's just crazy. And then what surprises me the most is, again, the number of skaters. It's amazing. And like, it's how they form. I'm not really like a big fan of forming groups and closing themselves in their groups, but at the same time, that just makes more and more skaters somehow. I don't know how. But I love it.
No, it's cool. Really cool. It's cool to hear you say that. It's really cool to hear your experience. So.
Okay. All good, John. So I think we're coming to an end.
Cool.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. I thank you for.
I'm gonna wait for the update of this one after getting the skates, and once I get the skates in my hand, I'm gonna test them. I really want to. I really want to test them.
I would love to see you on them. Yeah. You can.
Yeah, I'll be as honest. I'll be as honest as I can. I do, as you know, I do work with Power Slide, and it's like one of the things that I really want to support a brand that has been supporting me for so long. But at the same time, I also want to support a sport that it's my passion. So if I can somehow give you my feedback and with that help you somehow, that's what I want to do.
It definitely will. Yeah. So, like this is just the beginning of a long journey for the company. As long as it can, be in business. And the only thing I want to do is improve the product and make more product accessible to younger people with smaller sizes. But obviously going back to the product development, like input is very important, and I want to make sure people are happy with the product, and whatever I can do to improve within means is what I want to do. So.
You have a lot of background working with brands. I'm sure that if you take all the experience that you got from different groups, because you work with different brands, right? I know on the top of my head, I know that you worked with Valo. I know that you worked with Civica. There were a few more brands were you part of England or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with England, with Brooke and Jess. Obviously USD and I hope I'm looking forward to the future, man. Like I can't thank everybody enough for the support that's already been given. Like, it's still a dream come true, and I look forward to getting these skates out to everybody that's supported, and thank you for letting me talk about skating for another 2 hours. We talked for an hour and a half or something.
No, we did like an hour 20. That's all good.
Okay.
So wait. I need to make you one more question. Just one more question.
Yeah.
You got like 10 minutes to answer.
Oh, I'm good.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. No, it's been like I made a video. I don't know if you saw it about the Salomon skates, and people went mad on it. Like I tried to make a video when I tried to explain that people need to support the brands that are trying to bring the products. And that are right now being put out there, like all the brands trying to invest to make the products, or trying just at least to make the sport as alive as they can. And it was funny because the video came out in one day, and then a lot of people liked the video, but at the same time a lot of people started complaining about it because I shouldn't be talking shit about a brand that make amazing skates and the best skates. And then the next day you announced that Valo was dead, and then it's like it was crazy because people then started realizing that.
Do you think it put an exclamation mark on your point?
It's just like, and that's my question. How do you see it how do you feel internally? Like, I don't expect you to cause
about your video. I mean, I actually never saw the video, but the idea, I know that the idea you're kind of putting across is that people need to support brands that are existing. I mean, I think it's a good point for sure. It's like. I think maybe it's the people are mad. Maybe it's like the natural feeling you get for this industry right now. Maybe it's hard for people to understand like what they're doing or what to do. What to support. Mm-hmm. So maybe your video is a good thing for people who hate it and like it, because it's putting the point across that people are scared to say, and I think
it's kind of like putting your finger in the scar. That's how I felt about it. It's like,
I think for me, if you hate it and you don't like it, or if you do like it and you agree with it, I think for both points, I think it's a good thing, because it's something that people are having a hard time saying. Maybe people, or not saying or hearing. And it's brought up different emotions, and it's got people proactive, or active in general, to the idea. So whether you hate it or not, and maybe maybe you were trying to do that, and
It's
it
like
worked. You know, I think it worked.
what I do love about what. Sorry, go for it. Go for it.
No, good. That's all I had to say.
But man, I just can't stop. Like, people are gonna hate me for this, but anyway, the thing is, that's why I loved what you did. It's like, if you're not happy with something, do your thing, man. Try to make your thing happening. Like, that's what you did. Like, there was something that wasn't working for you. You just went out of the box. Of course, it's risking a lot, and you're putting yourself in a situation that you have no idea what's gonna happen next. But you went for it. You know, is that?
Yeah,
It's not time to complain. That's one of the things that we spoke at the Winter Clash. It's time to do more. Even if it doesn't matter how you do more. Even if you're just going out and teach your neighborhood kid, like your neighbor, how to skate, or if I don't know. There's a million things that you can do that can help skating somehow, other than just.
I think it's like in a lot of ways, what you do is inspiring, and what I try to do is inspire. I hope that what has happened, which I know it has already. I know it has. It's like, it's starting them for sure has inspired a lot of people. Inspire a lot of people to be proactive. Inspire people to skate again. You know, inspire people to take notice. And that's the greatest thing out of this whole thing. You know what I mean? And I'd also, one more thing I would like to say is, like, I'm so proud of this whole project, this whole experience, because it's done that. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or hype myself up, but I know it has by talking to people. And if more people can be excited about skating again, or be excited for it for the first time, or want to be proactive and do more stuff, then that's mission accomplished to me. You know what I mean? This whole thing is about that. That's what them is about. So, and going back, to your
problematic
with the
video.
Solomon thing. Yeah, I think it's, if anything, going back to what I said, it's speaking on something that, whether you hate it or not, it's, I think it's a good thing, because it's got people questioning or talking about it. So I don't know. I do agree. That people should, believe in something to support, but it has to start with wanting to do it, for sure.
You're doing it. That's it. And for exactly what you're saying, I've been reading comments of people just saying, like, I'm going to support Jon, even if I haven't skated in 10 or 15 years, just because he's been in the game for so long, and now I want to support. And that's awesome.
It's incredible.
That's like, that's my goal. I want to get there one day. I'm not saying I want to make a brand. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who knows? We never know. Like, I'm not saying never, but my goal is to ever have people saying that I want to do it because you've been doing it for so long. Like, it's amazing.
I mean, you're creating it with your shop, and you're doing it. Right? You are doing
Trying.
it. So more people need to do
much.
what you're doing. Like the school class, the classes, and getting people inspired to skate. Like, it's all in the same. I think if there was more you and me and Niels Jansen and everyone, we're all out there. It's just gotta keep going. It's all good stuff. Going back to talking with Robbie, because we just think that skating is in a great space, and we just need to keep moving forward with the great people that we have doing great things, and it can only go up from there.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Exactly. As Puff Daddy
Okay,
said.
Jon.
All right, thank you.
I know exactly.
It's good. It's good stuff. Thank you for having me, and this is a great
awesome.
opportunity
Thank
to talk,
you so
man.
much.
Yeah, I hope.
Thank you so much, huh?
Shout out to everyone out there for your support. Thank you again. Like, I can't continue. I can only just say that, but I want to say more. Thank you again. Yeah. All right,
Thank
guys.
you so much, Jon. See you soon.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you again.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
man. Good luck with everything.
Bye.
Bye. And that was it. I have to admit, I'm like super, super excited. Nervous? Still, yeah, it's Jon Julio. Like, I guess everyone that loves skating would be nervous to just talk about Jon Julio. I saw him like so many times. I've been with Jon so many times that it's still like one of those guys. When you speak with him, you get nervous. At least with me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I see a lot of good things coming for skating. After speaking with people like Jon, they're like we just said, like, that's inspiration right there. So if you ever thought of something, go for it. And that's it. I don't have anything else to say. I'm gonna go out and enjoy the rest of my day because I'm happy right now. So if you guys enjoyed this one, don't forget to give me some thumbs up, and this is really important. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, but on the side of that subscribe button, there's a little bell. If you click on that bell, you'll get notifications when I upload these videos. So if I upload something like this, you'll get like a pop-up on your phone and you'll know there's a new video to watch. And that's it for today. Hope you guys just don't forget why we all started skating, because it's fun. Cheers and see you soon.
Vou viver até quando eu